Hei ja tervetuloa Kuuntelukuvien pariin. Toivottavasti sinulla on hyvä olla siellä vastaanottamien toisessa päässä ja tänään oot valmis semmoiselle pienelle seikkailulle taiteen parissa. Minä olen Joensuun museoiden Onni ja vieressäni istuu kollegani Mikko.
Tässä podcastissa lähdemme tutkimusmatkalle suomalaisen taiteen ja sen tekijöiden maailmaan. Tavoitteenamme on tehdä taiteen maailma tutuksi tekijöiden ja alan ammattilaisten omakohtaisten tarinoiden kautta. Samalla yritämme löytää ne asiat, mitkä vetävät meitä ihmisinä taiteen pariin.
Ja voi veljet, kun me päästään sukeltamaan tähän asiaan tämän päivän haastattelussa.
Kyllä. Tämä on siitä mielessä erikoisjakso, että tämä on meidän ensimmäinen two-parter.
Kyllä, ja tuli hienosti two-parteri vielä sieltä tälleen ralli-englannilla, koska Kyllä. Tämä jakso ja tämän jakson haastattelu tosissaan suoritetaan Lontooksi.
Tässä oli tämmöistä taktista tuotesijoittelua niin sanotusti. Mutta kyllä, tämä jakson haastattelu on englanniksi, koska meidän haastattelemamme taiteilijapari käyttää työskentelykielenään ja yleensä viestintäkielenään englantia.
Kyllä, eli meillä on tänään haastattelussa Nana ja Felix. Ja kertoisitko pienen semmoisen niin kuin fiilistelyn, että mitä meillä on tuossa haastattelussa odotettavissa?
Joo, eli Nana ja Felix on oikeastaan, mä sanoisin, että he on sellainen termi kuin käsitetaidetta. Eli heidän taiteensa saattaa sisältää sellaisia tekoja tai tuotteita, jotka varsinaisesti itsessään sellaisena se itse tuottaminen voi tulla ensimmäisenä, kun näkee ne, että no onko toi, mikä tämä oikein on, tämä on joku tavara tämmöinen, mutta tavallaan se kokonaisuus, millä tavalla se on tehty, niin siinä on se taideteos.
Ja tämä on äärimmäisen mielenkiintoista materiaalia, missä operoidaan, kun puhutaan käsitetaiteesta.
Kyllä.
Eli hypätäänkö me sitten suorilta käsiltä sinne haastatteluun?
Joo, mennään vaan. Siellä tulee paljon settiä ja mielenkiintoista settiä.
Kyllä. Palataan taas haastattelun ensimmäisen osan jälkeen tänne minun ja Mikon löpinöihin.
Noniin. Nana and Felix, welcome. How do you feel?
Thank you. I feel very good.
Hello, I'm also feeling good.
Nice. I'm feeling good as well. How about my co-host Onni and our always such a good technician?
Everything is fine and dandy.
Yes, nice. Yeah. Firstly, I would ask you, would you want to introduce yourselves to our listeners? Who are you and where do you come from?
Yes, I can start. My name is is it close enough? Yeah. My name is Felix Nyberg. I am originally from Espoo, southern Finland, and I work together with Nana, and we have been working together for exactly 10 years now. And nowadays we live mostly in South Korea.
We are Nana and Felix, artist duo. We've been working since 2013, and I am Nana. Full name, you said it, so I have to say it. Nana Han-hee Kim. I'm originally from South Korea, but we met in Finland while studying, and that's how we also formed and worked as our artist duo till now. As Felix said, we've been working together now 10 years, and we are currently based in Seoul, but we are always look for opportunities to work in Finland. So this is one of the, the moment that we've been always looking for. So yeah, here we are.
Yes, thank you. Next, I would want to ask you, what made you take interest in art? What was the first spark, so to say, if you can remember or if there's anything there?
For me, there was no a revelation. It's a gradual process. I've been studying, or I've been doing kind of art since when I was very young, my mother thought that it would be just healthy habit. But when my parents found out that I was more interested in just having as a hobby, they were very against. But that was it. So so I start training as a kind of like this artistic practices, drawings and painting since when I was 13. And since then I really never stopped. So I don't know. It was just I guess it was just a interest building up since when I was a child.
For me, I think it was more. It's the only way that I feel I can participate in a fruitful way in society, because any other ways I don't have enough patience for other people and other things around me. But through art, I think I've slowly found my place. So where I think I can maybe even hopefully give something back to society also, or be a part of society.
Yes. How about what kind of education did you go through to get to this point? You both said you had met here in Helsinki. I think was it Aalto University? Yes. And what did you study there, and what did you study before that, or was there anything?
I started studying in Spain. I studied my bachelor's degree in photography, artistic photography in Spain, in Barcelona. I moved there at 23 years old, and then I studied there, and then I was lucky enough to get into Aalto to do the master's program there, and that's where we met. We came on the same master's program, also artistic photography.
Well, before I went to Aalto, I studied painting and fine art in Chelsea College of Art in London. I had a bachelor and master degree there. And then I went back to Korea and tried to establish myself as a professional artist. But I wasn't really happy with my work for a while, and somehow things didn't really work out as I wanted to. And then I realized also that I wanted to expand my medium into photography. So I decided to have a second master. That's when I stumbled upon Aalto University in Finland. So yeah, and that's how we met in 2011. Yeah.
So once you met, how was the duo formed? How did you decide to start making art together?
Well, when I met Felix, he was doing this documentary photography, bit of architecture, and I was using photographs as a kind of sculptural practices. And then I really liked his kind of approach, but then at the same time, I was quite frustrated again with my practice somehow. And he was also, as far as I know. So we thought that why don't we kind of combine our two different approach towards photography and make it into something, I don't know, something different. And because our kind of political, moral point of view in life was quite similar, so it was very easy to kind of focus on the subject. On the subject, or like the subjective issues. So and we tried it out, and our first solo show, or like 2-persons show, was in Turku, Peri, wasn't it? Yeah. Then we didn't use. It was 2013, and we didn't have this Nana Felix artist duo name. It was just try, but it turned out to be very. Good. So we got a bit of grants, and
We got an exhibition for the next year.
yeah, also. So I thought that, hang on a minute, this works quite well. So let's go. Let's try further, and that's how it started. Do you want to add anything to that?
Not really. No.
Okay. So So kind of things just fell on the on their places, so to say, that they just started to gather round, and then you got movement and things.
It was just that it became instantly. Everything looked better. It was you never had to compromise anything, so it felt like it was all completely my work, but it was also all completely Nana's work, and it just looked much better, and it felt it was better work. Then how good it is or was is a different issue, but it was better than I could do on my own. So of course, if something can be better than what I can do, of course it's hugely addictive. Yeah.
But also we often say this, but it's being an artist or like surviving as a professional artist is such a very long, lonely journey. And working together with someone, finding a partner that you can work with, I think that's quite a bless if it works out. And I think that's one of the reasons why we are really holding on to it. Or somehow, we are very encouraged by working together. Yeah.
You kind of get to share the responsibility and the burden of the artisthood, so to say.
Yeah, it's in all ways imaginable. It's much easier. Now we're talking about burdens, but I mean the much lighter parts. Like you,
yes.
It's easy to think that you are smart or that you have a good idea, but then we have a very ruthless working environment. It's like full-on bloody attacks, especially if somebody comes up with a good idea. So then we try to hammer that good idea to pieces until it can stand on its own. So it's nothing gets. There's no free pass, and even if you try to not give a free pass to yourself. If you work alone, you're just you, and you are. I mean, one person is limited. Two people are also limited, but at least there's two different perspectives on everything. So it's much more fun and it's much more enriching. And when you come up with an idea and it gets attacked and broken into pieces and then built up again, there's something of that original idea there, but it's already a completely different thing, and usually much richer and much better. Yeah.
So what I get from this is that do you feel that your way of working complements each other? That you might have the same idea, but your ways to work it and process the idea complement each other's, so you do that, take your both own works further as a group.
Yes. Pretty much yes. But then there's also the kind of beauty I find that not always do we, even on a finished work, we can discuss it in very different terms. That as with all art, I mean, it depends on the perspective one takes on it, or like one's own interests. But we don't always see the same thing even in our finished works. And we have certain things interest me. We have fairly similar interests, but certain things are more close to my heart, and other things are closer to Nana.
If I have to add to that, I think there's one thing we normally. I can safely say that we see beauty together. We see certain beauty that that we cannot describe verbally, but instantly we recognize this and we appreciate that beauty, and I think that's quite rare. And well, when that always happens, I really do appreciate that, and I think that's a very strong backbone of our work because at the end we don't come up with ideas, but our ideas come from all the difficulties, difficulties that we experience in life, and we try to kind of digest that problem by talking, by questioning, and we end up finding a beauty in that problem. And I think so far we've been sharing that, or like, not sharing is not the correct word. We feel that beauty together,
In the
like
same way.
in the same way, and I think that's what makes us work together till now.
Thank you. Fascinating. On that note, when I was researching your works, I noticed that you use quite a diverse palette of techniques. There's you have ready-mades, you do prints, photographs, then you combine these to installation-like elements, or or then there might be lights or sounds combining to your kind of two-dimensional arts. And of course, you have video and paintings too there. So how do you choose the techniques you decide to use on a specific idea or work? Where does that come from?
Well, this kind of goes back to when we started working together. It was because all of a sudden, especially I am very limited because I'm not very good at anything, and so my options were very limited. But all of a sudden, working with Nana, it like unlocked a lot of things, and then you can just like, but this idea might be good, but it's not actually in this medium. It doesn't work out. Then we can change, and that was one of the big attractions, that all of a sudden we multiplied all of our possible techniques and mediums to work with, and that was very attractive when we started working together.
He always uses his humbleness. He does have many other skills. He doesn't really want to talk about it. Yes. No, not just the drawings and everything. Anyway, it's the thing is that, I mean, at the end, our idea develops, our plan develops, our medium changes because of we will have to write application for grants many times, because we will have always rejections, and one after one rejection on another, we will develop idea further. Then we start to find this a medium that will suit it best, and then one day that work will get chosen. So that's how it, and then that will also make sense for us. Oh, okay, so far we have planned with different mediums, and this medium actually now it really sounds like this is it. This works, and this is feasible. But in the meantime, it might change again. But that's how we've been working also.
Yeah, I mean, many of the works have. They're never really ready, because we end up by, like, the work is kind of finished when we have an exhibition, and then we have this big bag of different works, and then we decide this, depending on the exhibition space, we decide to take from our magic bag of works, we put them together. So, but many works have gone through different, different existences. But first we were, say, one work, we are convinced that it should be a photograph. And then we do it, and then it was a great idea, but then it looks very thin or very not, or just simply bad. But the idea is still good, so then you just have to wait for a while, and then somebody says, but what if we draw it instead, or what if we do this instead? And then it all of a sudden looks much nicer.
But I have to say, over the years, I think we understand, we start to have this our own method of working. I mean, as so many other artists, when you start in the beginning, you don't really know exactly what your work is really about.
Yes.
But then over the years, it becomes very concrete, and I think now we are a little bit more sure about our work than before. And so as the understanding about the medium that we are using, hence the confidence.
But still, the work is, and this might sound weird jumping into that, but our work is always about walking, or that's where everything comes from, because we walk.
Okay.
We walk around. As soon as we don't work in the studio, we walk, and sometimes for like up to 7 hours, and we just walk and we look, and that's how we digest things, and that's how we also find things, because inevitably when we walk around, especially in Seoul, which is a city that never ends, and all distractions and all things just keep attacking our senses, and they just need, it's difficult to say, but they need different treatment. Some can be treated in certain mediums and some can be treated in other mediums.
Yeah.
Very long answer.
Very good answer too. No niin, sieltä palattiin ensimmäisen pätkän jälkeen. Katkaistiin siitä jostain apatteralla puolesta, ajattelisin. Heillä oli sen verran paljon sanottavaa, mutta kaikki sanominen on oikeastaan semmoista, että en mä haluaisi siitä luopua.
Juurikin näin. Että jotta ei jaksojen pituus lähtisi ihan laukalle, niin me pistettiin tämä haastattelu puoliksi ja sitten seuraavassa jaksossa jatketaan Nanan ja Felixin kanssa. Mutta jos sä jo tässä välissä haluat vilasta, että mitä Nana ja Felix tekee lisää, niin se voit kurkistaa Instagramista @nana&felix ja sitten tuolta heidän kotisivuiltaan nana-felix.com.
Ja kuten näissä, kuten jo tuossa keskustelustakin käysi ilmi, tämäkin teos on osa mitä biennaalia ja sekin on nähtävillä täällä Joensuun taidemuseolla tänne 17.9. asti.
Kyllä, eli mitä biennaali on Joensuun taidemuseon ja Pohjois-Karjalan Hilman yhteisnäyttelykokonaisuus, josta lisätietoa löydät tuolta jakson kuvauksen linkistä. Hypätäänkö sitten taas
Kyllä,
eteenpäin?
viikon museovinkkiin.
Kyllä, nyt on kaiken karvaista tavaraa tarjolla. Tämä on tämmöinen näppärä sanaleikki tähän meidän jakson loppuun. Nimittäin meillä on Jyväskylän taidemuseon Überhund, taiteen kiehtovat koirat -näyttely viikon museovinkkinä. Eli viikon museovinkki on museo tai näyttely, mikä me halutaan Mikon kanssa nostaa teille kuulijoille sinne, että jotta voitte sitten käydä nauttimasta taiteesta sen parhaimmassa muodossa, eli paikan päällä.
Elossa.
Kyllä. Ja tämäkin näyttely on löydettävissä museot.fi-sivuilta, josta löytää lisätietoa. Ja minä tämmöisen pienen kivan briefauksen luen tästä itse näyttelystä.
No niin, soundbite.
Yksi tunnetuimmista sanonnoista maailmassa lienee: koira on ihmisen paras ystävä. Yhteiselomme ajan koira on toiminut paitsi ihmisen kumppanina ja työkaverina, myös muusona ja tekojemme inspiraationa. Überhund nostaakin koirat esiin niiden työtehtävien ja roolien alta katseen kohteeksi ja pääosaan. Näyttely on laajin koiria esittävän taiteen kokonaisuus, mitä Suomesta on koskaan nähty, ja sen on kuratoinut Salon taidemuseon johtaja Susanna Luojus. Näyttely on toteutettu yhteistyössä Salon, Kouvolan, Kuopion ja Mikkelin taidemuseoiden kanssa. Eli isosta museoyhteistyöstä ja mukavan karvaisesta näyttelystä on kyse.
Kyllä. Sinne kaikki kortit kourassa paikan päälle.
Mahtavaa. Ja hei, me halutaan kiittää sinua tällä kertaa seurasta. Jos haluat lähettää meille viestiä tai kommenttia tästä ohjelmasta, niin meidät tavoittaa Instagramin puolella @joensuuntaidemuseo sekä myös sähköpostilla taidemuseo@joensuu.fi. Meillä ei vielä itse kuuntelukuville ei ole luotu tilejä, mutta ehkä tulevaisuudessa katsellaan fiiliksen mukaan, mutta näistä meidät parhaiten tavoittaa.
Muistakaa, jos tämä kovasti miellyttää, niin muistakaa tilata ja arvioida ohjelma podcast-palvelussasi, mitä käytät. Se auttaa meitä tosi paljon ja algoritmi tykkää.
Kyllä. Tietokoneita täytyy miellyttää ja sitten kun siellä käy kommentoimassa ja tilaamassa, niin se ehdottaa sitten kuuntelukuvia myös isommalle määrälle ihmisiä. Niin se olisi iso apu meille ja kiitämme siitä joka kerta.
Kyllä. Tämän ohjelman tuottaa Joensuun museot sekä Joensuun kaupunki.
Ja ensi kerralla jatketaan sitten Nanan ja Felixin haastattelun kakkososan muodossa. Mutta
Kyllä.
ensi kertaan ja
Kuulemisiin.